Hey, Chris Wheatley here from Hot Tub University, and today we're starting what's going to be one of our first of hopefully many roundtable discussions where we're going to talk about everything from what you do when you get a new hot tub to what you do when you are looking for a hot tub to what's going on in the hot tub industry. And I'm sitting here with Bill, and I know you've seen Bill in some of his famous videos on water chemistry and several other on our YouTube channel. So Bill, how you doing today?
I'm not too bad.
And what are you thinking about the hot tub industry in 2021 as we round up on the winter season here?
No, I'm not liking it a whole lot. Availability is long, prices are high, it's hard to get hot tubs, and let's face it, there's a lot of junk being sold out there for outrageous prices.
There is a lot of junk. Now the industry's always had a lot of junk. I mean, this is nothing new. There's always been these brands that were, low-end, kind of garbage brands with this really great marketing around them that have been selling and hitting way higher than their, punching above their weight, shall we say. How are you seeing that changing, or how are you seeing that in the current climate?
You know what? It's not changing. And the truth is, I don't have an issue. Like, we have a right way and a wrong way to build hot tubs. I don't have an issue with a 5-year hot tub. A tub that's designed to maybe last 5 or 6 years. If it's marketed and sold as a 5-year hot tub.
At a 5-year price.
Exactly.
You know, I agree with you and I don't agree with you. There's that environmentalist part of me that says, bullshit! 5-year hot tubs are filling up our landfill and they're using up a lot of resources to be put back into the marketplace. But, the reality is we're always going to have those tubs. But you're right. The critical thing here is these tubs that are presenting themselves as high-end tubs and selling for that high-end price on the back of what is usually very slick marketing.
Yeah, and that's the biggest challenge for any hot tub buyer right now is, like I said, if it's a tub that's going to last 5 years, price it as a tub that's going to last 5 years. But you don't want to see someone paying the same price for a 5-year hot tub that they would pay for one of the top brands. And that's what we're seeing. And a lot of it comes down to availability. A lot of dealers, yourself, a lot of dealers now, they can't get the top brands because they're out so far. You're talking about 12, 16, 18 months wait. So what they're doing, they're bringing the cheaper brands in. Now, if they sold them at a cheaper price, that wouldn't be the end of the world, but they're pricing them the same as the top brands.
It's exactly what's happening. And we're seeing something even more nefarious now. We are seeing what I like to refer to as virtual manufacturers really starting to dominate this industry. And what's happening here is guys are literally jumping onto Alibaba. And by the way, if you're buying a $5,000 tub from a mass merchant or a $7,000 tub from a mass merchant, don't. Go to Alibaba. You can buy the same tub for $2,500. That's what these guys are doing. And the number of virtual manufacturers now is crazy. Some of the big players out there, Canadian Spa Company, what's that other one? Vortex Spas. And daily we are seeing new brands popping up on the marketplace, and all they really are is rebrands. So these guys are buying containers of hot tubs. They're paying their CE approval if it's Europe, or they're paying your UL or ULC approvals if they're the United States or Canada. They're making their own marketing, their own name, and they're basically pretending to be a manufacturer.
Exactly.
Now, how many of these have you seen pop up in the last 6 months?
They're countless. We see, I'd say in the last 6 months, I've seen no fewer than maybe 25 to 30 brand new brands that we've never heard of before. We get people on the forums, we get people in the private buyer service say, look, I'm looking at an ABC tub, and I'm scratching my head saying, with the years of experience we got in this industry, I should have heard of this tub.
Exactly.
You do a little bit of research and you find out that it never existed.
It's not really a tub.
Exactly.
And part of this is the pricing. North American market was insulated from the Chinese cheap low-end tubs, and it was insulated from those tubs primarily because the price point was not sufficient for people to bring those tubs into the marketplace. Now that we've got this big bump on pricing, it's now worthwhile to start bringing these tubs into the North American market. And my fear is when the pricing starts to normalize, as we're already seeing, these guys aren't going to be here anymore.
Well, there's the thing. And I mean, let's face it, we've seen it in the hot tub industry in the past, where even a valid company would manufacture their own hot tubs. They'd run for 3, 4, 5 years, and then at the end of 5 years, they'd shut down. They'd sell their molds to a different company, or they'd fire up under a different name.
You see it all the time.
This brand, now it's even easier because you got these brands coming in from China. They don't even have to fire up manufacturing.
No, you literally, right now I could jump online, I could go to Alibaba, I could get my credit card out, I could buy a container of 15 of these hot tubs for $1,500 to $2,000 each. I could pay $20,000, $30,000 for the first to land them into the country and to get my certifications and everything else. Do 10 grand worth of marketing. Now I'm a manufacturer. I didn't have to spend $10 million on a factory. I just spent 50 grand. I can put that on my Amex tomorrow, and all of a sudden I'll be a virtual manufacturer. And if my marketing is halfway decent, you, the consumer, are going to have no idea what you're buying or who you're really buying from.
Exactly. And this is the problem that we're seeing in the industry. Now, thankfully, COVID is settling down, and we're starting to see some signs of the market settling. But many of the big manufacturers are still playing catch-up from the orders they've had over the last 12 to 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
So you're still 12 plus months out on a quality hot tub.
You are, and this brings up another point. Even a lot of manufacturers that have been established in this industry are kind of dropping the ball right now. We're seeing quality, decreasing on a lot of brands. We're seeing, stuff out there that really, is straight mass merchant quality. Low quality shelves, low end fittings, low end plumbing systems, low end efficiency, low end insulation. Great marketing, because marketing, by the way, guys, is the cheapest part of the gig. It's a lot more expensive to build a good tub than it is to build a shitty tub and spend a lot of money on marketing. It's changing on a weekly and monthly basis. We're seeing guys that are stopping, some of the quality that they're doing. We're seeing, not clamping plumbing lines. The Artesian thing's a prime example. These guys are building great stuff, and now we're hearing that they're using a different pump that they're bringing in out of China. And a lot of this is part supply. A lot of this is that they just don't have choice.
Yeah.
Or you do have a choice. You can have your integrity and just go, I'm sorry, we're 16 months out for a tub. Or you can start cutting the corners. And unfortunately, in the money talks and bullshit walks, as they say, we are seeing a lot of this going on in the industry.
And you know what? In fairness to a lot of the big players, there is a shortage of everything.
Oh my God, it's a nightmare.
Computer chips, everything.
I feel so bad for manufacturers right now.
Yeah, and they do have a business, and they have to preserve their profitability and so on and so forth. I'd just like to see a little more transparency from them.
Yeah.
And stop this, we're not going to clamp plumbing anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to tell you, the customer, that this brand new system that's been around for 20 years is superior to clamped plumbing.
Right. And then play it off as more expensive because the pipe is more expensive, but the actual fabrication, when you take in the labor and everything else having to apply the clamps to all the plumbing, we know that's not more expensive. We know it's a lot less expensive, to go to a Sure Grip or to a nylon wound hose and not clamp the plumbing. But this again comes down to the marketing. Guys with proprietary parts is the same thing. Oh, we got special magic parts that we build special just for you, the customer. It's not the reality. The reality is the best parts on the market are always, Balboa, these big OEM companies that are really doing a great job with this stuff. And these guys that are doing proprietary parts, these guys that are cutting production, and dressing it up as something for you, you got to understand that that's not the reality. It's really just to make more profit on the tubs.
Exactly. And when it comes to proprietary parts, it's not so much an issue for the first, and this is where a lot of the problems with reviews come in. The majority of hot tub reviews are written in the first the ones that are not fake, are written in the first 6 to 12 months after someone owns a tub.
Absolutely.
Give that tub 4 to 5 years when they've had a couple of jets fail and they've had to go to the dealer and spend, $150 for a $12 jet.
$12 jet.
The game changes entirely.
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely the number one problem I see in the industry right now. And again, this is going to shake out a little bit here. And the people who are going to be left holding the bag, by the way, are the consumers. You guys buying this cheap stuff right now to the mass merchants and these unknown brands, you're going to take a hit on this stuff because there's going to be nobody around to support this stuff down the road. First of all, the warranties are almost non-existent on most of these brands popping up. They're very vague. They've tons of exclusions, so you really don't have much protection to start with. And it's going to get worse and worse. So, Hot Tub University, our little take on the hot tub world in 2021 as we roll into the end of the year and coming up on 2022. And we'll be updating you a little bit down the road as we go. Anything else you want to add to the Hot Tub 2021 nightmare as we wrap it up?
No, I would just say to people out there, buy quality, hit our private buyer service. Look, we'll find the right tub for you at the right price. But buy quality. On the other side of the coin, if you are a DIYer, if you're good with your hands, if you're good with tools, jump on Alibaba and buy yourself a hot tub, save yourself a fortune.
Don't do that. He's tongue-in-cheeking you here. Don't buy the garbage tubs. You're throwing your money away. They're going to end up in a landfill. Private buyer service, you know what? This is growing insane right now because, folks, one thing you got to understand is when you buy a hot tub, you're paying somebody regardless, whether you hire us and pay us a small fee of $250 or whether you are paying the commission sales guy. And when a guy tells you he's not in commission, Bullshit. He's either on straight commission or he's getting an override, or the fact that he's got a job is based on performance. It's all the same thing. The more profit he takes out of your pocket, the more money he's going to make. So if you're going to pay a commission to a sales guy whose vested interest is himself and the business that he works for, or you're going to pay a third of that to us, and we're going to negotiate these deals on your behalf. We're going to bypass the sales floor. We're going to deal with the owners of these companies. The owners of the companies love private buyer service because we don't charge them commissions. We don't charge them referral fees. We don't charge them anything for this service. We're 100% based and backed by you, the end user. We work exclusively for you. You're our only revenue stream on the private buyer service. So check it out. It is worth every penny of the $250. We get rave reviews, everybody that uses the service. We can find you fast tubs. We can find you cheap tubs. We can find you whatever you want, and we can help you avoid making those mistakes that are going to cost you money down the road.
Yeah. And keep an eye on the site for all of our upcoming content. We've got some under now, but we've got a lot of new content coming on for hot tub owners as well as hot tub buyers.
Right. So subscribe and click the links that are over here and send us love.
Yeah, like
Social media love.
Like us because we're needy.
Needy as we get.
Yeah.
Hot Tub University, Chris, Bill, happy hot tubbing.